What I've learned over the years is don't mess with it. All right, hey guys, this is Gordon here at Sunstoppers of Matthews. Today we're gonna go over a couple pieces. I'm wrapping this entire car. We've already got a good bit of it done, but I just want to go over a couple things on how I do kind of set myself up to finish the project. So these doors here, I've already wrapped these doors, but I've let these edges sit here and dry for a little while. The reason I like to let them dry is because I can come back, the water's already evaporated. It makes it more of a one swipe and stick to where I'm not dealing with the PPF lifting back and forth. I can just get it to lay down really good on the first swipe. So that's kind of how I like to wrap a door, leave the edges there to dry. That's just a little trick. Everybody probably does it, but it's a fun way to do it. So we're gonna start on this back hatch. So we've already washed the car, detailed the car out really good, but what I like to do is just come back in and take a little cleaner spray and I'll wipe the area off that I'm going to wrap. I just like to look and make sure no dust, no debris, nothing's on there. We can get our soap and water and we'll be ready to go. Let me grab a couple of tools. So here we are. We're gonna lay this rear C panel. I've already got the pieces cut. They're on the board over here. We've already weeded them out, ready to go. Now these edges here, not every edge on a full car wrap will I wrap. So where I have them, where I know that they'll wrap and be cleaner and last longer, I like to wrap an edge. So you'll see as we get to sticking this. Let's see, that is this side here. So we just come into the glass, it's just soap and water. Pull it off the board, get our material wet. We'll come back and wet the area, and then we'll just lay the piece on. So what I'm looking at when I'm wrapping these is just kind of I like to pick points to start. Because if I start at a good point, I know it's going to finish kind of right where it's supposed to be. So you can see the wrapped edge hanging over here. So we're just going to go ahead and start sticking. So all I'm doing at this point is just squeegeeing the water out. Now once I get an area stuck, I like to come back because while it's still wet like that, I can move it. If I need to move it just a little bit, I don't have to worry about getting raspberries and stuff like that. It's still pretty wet, so I can position it exactly where I want it. So once it tacks, I'm not having to lift a piece again. So normally with all PPF, there's a little stretch in about every piece. So I'm just gonna eyeball where I'm going, make sure I've got that lined up, and then I just start pulling to it. In my opinion, it's just very crucial if you'll take your time. Expel does such a good job with their templates that if you'll hit your lines, put the film where it needs to be, go where it needs to go, these things line up and it makes it so easy to put on. So I'm just looking as I go. I don't need to go really fast. I don't need to go, 4, 5, 6 inches at a time. Make sure everything's staying lined up because nothing on this car is a straight line. Everything's kind of curved. So I'm watching to make sure it just flows. Not a lot of tension on the film. Squeeze it out. Once again, here's another wrapped edge where you can see the difference. So as this wrapped edge is dry, I can take my finger and stick it. It'll stick first time and it's done. This is wet. So what we'll do is we'll go on to the other side, wrap another side, maybe wrap a couple other pieces. By the time we do some other work, this will end up being like this and make that wrapped edge work way better. But so I just come back. I like to dry everything off. Take a look, make sure I didn't leave any water. Make sure the stuff is where I wanted it. And now it's just let it do its thing. Now we're going to another piece. I have already wrapped these rear quarters. I just like to keep water off where I've wrapped. PPF's funny, this has been on here for a little while. Sometimes you will get, if you run water on stuff and you don't wipe it off, I've seen water get pulled back into the film. I just don't like to give it even that opportunity. So we'll go in here and do the same thing on this other one. the exact same piece, just the other side. I just want to look the piece over really good. I see, you know, it looks like there's a little bitty scratch here. Nothing I can do about that. So we're just going to wet this and do the process all over. Let me come right here for a second. All right. So now that we've wrapped these pieces here on the rear deck lid, so as you'll see the water running? So what I like to do is raise it. That helps these edges dry. So that just kind of, in my opinion, that's just kind of speeding the process up a little bit. I don't have to come in here with a heat gun and heat it up. I don't have to do anything but go work somewhere else, let that do its thing. The PPFers are gonna be laughing at me.
Why?
Cause they're gonna be like, what's this kid doing?
How many years of experience do you have?
14.
Then you know.
I know a couple things. All right, here's one. So when I wrap edges, so I haven't even touched this and just set it here and let it dry. So what I like to do is come back and push it just right on the edge. I'm not pushing it over, but what I'm doing is I'm making sure I have a clean edge right there on the wrap. So when I do pull it over, it's clean. I don't want any air to get trapped in there. So if I'll just take my time and instead of trying to completely wrap it all at once, if I'll just push that edge just a little right there. See how the film now is going back this way? Now I know that that corner or the rounded edge, now I know my PPF is tight. Teslas, especially this new Model Y, for some reason, I mean, if you're just starting out in PPF, this is a great car to start on because, yeah, there's some stretch in the film, but basically this car is lining points up with your film. And if you'll hit those points with your film, you'll notice there's not a lot of stretch, there's not a lot of room for error as far as, oh, I don't have enough soap solution here, I don't have enough alcohol there. But if I just take my time and hit my points and I'm smooth with my squeegees, you'll get a nice clean look and it's not gonna fight you as bad. We get on cars like this to where, you know, we might have tacked this area up in here and then all of a sudden we've got to really have some pull and some stretch to come over here to get fingers to lay down. This is where we need to make sure that our solutions are correct, because if we don't, and the film may be stuck somewhere that you didn't notice and you squeegee over it, well, that makes what's called a little raspberry. Those raspberries sometimes never come out of the film. So you will have a mark in your film. So that's why maybe this is a great car to learn on. Maybe these are cars you graduate to. Not that you can't do them, but it's just a little bit more work. We're gonna probably end up finishing this Tesla up in the morning, but just a few things I like to do before the customer picks the car up. If it's possible and the customer can leave the cars overnight, that's great, because you can always come in the next day, walk around everything, eyeball all the work you've done, because in this controlled environment shop that we have here, I don't have to worry about wrapping a car and it going right out in the elements. So say it rains tonight. Who knows, you can get water into the film, then you got to redo something. It's very nice just to take your time, go around the panels, make sure everything's laid down correctly, and just look it over. I mean, don't be afraid to put a heat gun on an edge. Don't be afraid to, anything. Come in, wipe. You might see some areas that you need, like you're never going to squeegee all the water out. Sometimes you might have a little water spot here, but what I've learned over the years is don't mess with it. The glue and expels film will eat the water and it'll dry and be nice and clean. If you go trying to push that, you're going to leave what I call a snail trail. It mars the glue under the film and it'll leave a mark, and then you got an ugly spot. Leave it alone. So learn. It's good to watch what the film does. This film is almost magical in my opinion. I've done things to where I've come in the next day and looked at it and go, where's the problem? Be patient, take your time, enjoy what you're doing.